submitted for the approval of my viewers. I call this story The Tale of the Book Haul. Welcome, fellow freaks, geeks, and nostalgic 90s nerds to my channel, Slime and Slashers, where, we talk about everything from Nickelodeon slime to horror movie slashers, but lots of stuff in between too. But today, we're going to do another book haul video. So, I know I've been doing a lot of hauls lately, but hey, why not? People seem to like them, I like them, they're fun, I'm buying stuff, and I'd like to continue to show you the stuff I buy because I actually am like piling up stuff that I have not made hauls for, so I might as well get some of that shown to you guys. And it's exciting! I don't know what that is, but it's just me being really excited. So I also have actually a few new horror titles, not just vintage horror today. We have some new horror titles to look at as well. So let's get right to it. After this short intro, I'll pull my book card over here and we'll dig in and see what I have. Alright guys, welcome back! Let's get to the books! I'm so excited. Alright, so first I want to show you one of the newer titles I picked up, and I actually already read this. This is a book by Donnie Goodman, and I was actually given an advanced e-copy of this book to review. And I will review this book on my channel soon. I've already reviewed it on Goodreads. Spoiler alert, I think it was great. I think you should pick up a copy. I mean, the cover kind of says it all. The cover kind of tells you, hey, you're in for a flippin' treat, and I loved every story in this book. Now, some I liked more than others, but I really didn't find myself disliking any of the stories. Really good stuff, and for all you wrestling fans who have stuck with me and are still watching my videos, there is a wrestling horror short story in here, and it's awesome. It's very unique, very different, but you can tell that Donnie is a fan of professional wrestling because he writes about it very eloquently and very, very nicely. Like, he doesn't make fun of it, he doesn't talk down about it, he even uses, like, the actual wrestling lingo that only a fan would know about, or someone even who wrestles would know about. But yes, I found this to be very enjoyable, lots of good stuff in here, more discussion to come. But although he gave me an e-copy, I wanted to get the physical book because, I mean, like I said, look at this cover, it's incredible, and plus it supports Donnie. I do recommend you guys getting this book. So we're starting off with the newer horror, but guys, I know you guys love vintage horror, so stick around. We have plenty more to come that's all vintage, but I just want to get these new titles shown in the beginning, and then we'll dig into the old stuff. But here's another new title. It's called The Ghost Tree by Christina Henry. I heard good things about this. My friend Stephanie in my book club read it, loved it, and so I picked it up too. I said, why not? Sounds awesome, sounds fun, and just something cool to dig into eventually. Who knows when? I've heard great things about this one as well. This is Mongrels by Stephen Graham Jones, and I heard that this was a great summer read. It's kind of like a werewolf story, and I heard it's a really, really badass one. So why not check it out? I'm excited about this. Who knows if I'll get to it this summer, but it would be really wonderful if somehow, some way, I could. I also picked up this one, which I heard was a decent summer read as well, also a very scary read in general. This is Creature by Hunter Shea, and I'm looking forward to it. I've heard also good things about this one. I mean, I keep saying I've heard good things, but I mean, that's why I pick out these books to buy, so I'm pumped. And so since I've only been doing haul videos lately, I thought I might actually give you some real content and show you the books that I plan on reading in the month of July, like a July TBR video within a video. So it's hidden within this book haul video, but still I thought it'd be cool to just show you what I'm reading. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised by myself because I had planned to read 2 books in July that I've already finished, and it's only like the 3rd day of July. I thought it would take me longer to read both, but I finished them quickly. So this was on my July TBR because I was reading it with my book club. I literally started, like, I think the last day of June, and I finished it the 1st day of July, so I basically read it in like a day. And yeah, it was awesome. I've got a lot of thoughts on this, but I don't want to jump ahead of myself and start talking about it, and if my book club members watch this video, I don't want them to be biased while reading, so I'm not going to say a thing. But I did enjoy it. So this is Children of the Dark by Jonathan Janz, and yeah, it was definitely a fun summery read. And the other book that I thought I would take longer to read, but it was on my July TBR, but I already finished it. It's The Summer is Ended and We Are Not Yet Saved. And I can't really show you the cover because it's an interlibrary loan copy, but this was fantastic. I loved every second of this book, except there was like one big gripe I had. It's not even really a big gripe. It's just like kind of one thing that I wish would have been a little different, and I wish the author would have examined the antagonist's psyche a little bit more. I wish we got a little bit more background about why this is like a slasher novel, so why was the person slashing up people? I would like to know a little bit more. But if you like slashers, this was great. It was set at a Bible summer camp. That's where the slashing took place, and it was marvelous. I really had a good time. It was gory, it was disturbing, but it was also kind of sad too, to be honest with you. But definitely a summery read, and I'm glad I got through it and finished it. I'm already off to a good start on my July TBR. Alright, now here are some books that I really hope to get to. One I've already started, but I didn't get very far into it all. This would be my first Fear Street read. This is Sunburn. I started when I was at the beach at the end of June, and I hope to continue it if I go to the beach again, which I might actually tomorrow. We'll see if it rains or not. But yeah, let's see if I could get this thing done. I hope so, and it would be my first Fear Street read, which I just watched the first 1994 movie yesterday. I have a lot of feelings about it. It was entertaining, I will say that, and I'll talk about it more when I have my summer slasher horror movie chat with my friend Kat, because she also watched it to kick off her summer slasher marathon. Next up, I really would love to get to this Kill River by Cameron Robeek. I was thinking there's no way I'm going to get to this book this summer, but I think I'm going to try to make it happen. I keep hearing more and more people talk about it. I mean, I'd be one of the last people to read it, but I'm okay with that. I just am so intrigued by all the things I keep hearing, and it just looks like a ton of fun, and it looks like it's perfect for summer. It's like, how can I wait till next summer? I just want to get to it so bad. And here we have The Lifeguard by Richie Tankersley Cusick, and this would be my second point horror read if I end up finishing this. My first one was Beach Party by R.L. Stine, and that was really fun. Perfect for summer. I read that one in June. And so this one would be great for July. We'll see if I can get there. If not, I'm confident I can get to this in August. And finally, for my July TBR, I hope I can get here. It is Under the Blade by Matt Serafini, and it just looks so good. It sounds really intriguing and interesting, and moreover, it's very summery, it's slashery, it's right up my alley. What more do you have to say? Summer slasher. That's what I'm all about right now. Alright guys, I made you wait long enough. Let's get into the vintage titles. Vintage. Also, we're going to be talking a little bit about beer. It's another beer and book haul because I've got a glass of beer waiting for me. And no, I'm not tipsy. I haven't had a sip yet. I know you're saying, like, Kelsi, you're acting all crazy and super dancy. It's just because I'm really excited about these particular titles. These I found out of town in Florida, and I've got some things that I really like, so I'm super jazzed to share it with you guys. And again, if you guys like my videos, please consider leaving a like. If you're subscribed already, please consider hitting that bell so you know every time I release a video or go live, so you never miss a book haul or any other book-themed videos or any other nostalgia-themed videos, because we know we talk about 90s here too. Hence the Nickelodeon earrings, because I do talk 90s. I don't just talk horror. Alright, so let's get into it. First off, we have Monastery by Patrick Whalen. And you would think this would be about, like, evil priests or something, or evil monks. All of that sounds awesome. Alas, I read on Goodreads that this is about vampires. And not that I hate vampires or anything, it's definitely not my favorite type of monster, but I wouldn't be opposed to reading it. It's just, I was really excited about the idea of it being evil monks or something. I don't know. I just thought that'd have been kind of cool and all religious. But obviously there is something to do with a monastery, so I think that's neat. And let's take a nice look at this cover art here. Oh man, lovely. We've got like a little statue and it's dripping red with blood. This was published by Pocket, by the way.
Monstrous, unholy, undead, monastery.
Now here's one that I'm definitely going to read eventually. This was published by Tor, and it is by Brian Lumley. This is Necroscope. And I'm probably pronouncing Lumley's name wrong. That's okay, I pronounce everything wrong. You guys know this if you're longtime viewers. It is what it is. I'm so sorry. I flippin' suck at pronunciation. If you're new, also please forgive me. But this looks awesome nonetheless, and I'm excited to one day get to it. Alas, it's a chunker, so it's gonna be a while. I have too much to read and too little time. I'm so mad. I want to read everything on Earth and, like, absorb it at the same time. Or at least, like, 300 things at the same time. That way I can make a lot more progress. I mean, everything at once would be a little much, because then you'd never have anything to read after that. So 300 at once is, like, still, you could still keep reading a lot, and there'd still be stuff left to discover too. So that would be the perfect solution. 300 at a time. I wish. This was published in 1987. This is The Spirit Wood, and the cover art is by Peter Karras. And I've got a couple of covers that were done by Peter Karras, but the novel itself was written by Robert Maslow, and this was also published by Pocket. Kind of reminds me of the Monastery cover in that it's like, it looks like half stone, and it's also a close-up of a face as well. But I like how there's also glowing eyes. Alright, so we've got another vampire-themed novel. This was published by Pinnacle. This is Bloodthirst by L.A. Freed. And I just love the cover. I think it's glorious and very classic. This is like a classic image of a vampire. Love the font, the stake there. Oh, love it. Alright, this is one I was super excited to find because it's so weird looking, and this is actually part of a trilogy. This is actually, I believe, the third book in the trilogy, and the trilogy is called, like, the Timmy Valentine trilogy. And as you can see, it is, like, a singing, I guess, teenage vampire? Come on, this is amazing. It's called Vanitas by S.P. Samtow. I'm sure that's completely pronounced wrong. Oh my god, it looks glorious. This was published by Tor, and I really want to collect all three, but like I said, this is the third one, and I looked up the covers for the other two books in the series, and yes, if you're wondering, it also features singing vampires. Each one has, like, a vampire with a microphone on the cover. So, yeah, I need them. I need them. Just one close-up. And here we have Trapped by Edward Plant, and nothing screams horror like scared kids. I love this. They're really terrified there. Oh, this kid's like, oh, I don't know. She's just like, eh. I like it a lot. Love the clawed hand. That's a theme on this haul, by the way. There's a lot of clawed hands here, so I'm excited to show you all of them. This was published by BMI. There's really not much on the back except the title again, but still excited about this one. Alright, so we had some scared kids, and we go on to another title with another scared kid. This one, though, I don't know how scared the illustrator truly made him look here. We'll do a close-up in a second, but this is Blood Wings by Stephen Gresham, and let's just take a look here. It really just looks like he's going like, I'm kind of scared. There's like a demon guy behind me? I don't know. If I was him, I'd be like, ah! Like, really scared, you know? But he's not really that bothered, it doesn't seem like. And the demon's like,
yo!
This guy kind of actually reminds me of Smaug, the dragon from The Hobbit. And I'm actually referring to, of course, I've read the book The Hobbit, but I'm actually referring to the animated movie The Hobbit that was released, like, way back in the day. I like it a lot better than the live-action The Hobbit movies. I think the animated one is awesome, and it's got, like, some creepy music and really just scary vibes about it. So yeah, like, I don't know, there's something about the wings and everything that reminds me of that animated Smaug. This is an awesome find. I was super pumped about it. There is a bend in the book. I'm sure you guys can tell a little bit. That's why it's reflecting light so much. It kind of bends. But I'm still happy with it, and there is some permanent marker here. Like I said, still super excited. I actually saw this on Leon's YouTube channel, Paperback Mania, a couple of months ago when I was watching some of his old haul videos. But I couldn't believe I found it. I was like, yes!
Anita Martin wanted to start over. A simple wish, simply solved. She moved with her two small sons, Wade and Timmy, to a lovely quiet place on the edge of the Everglades, and there she discovered hell. It begins with a reoccurring nightmare for 10-year-old Wade, a vision of a bat-like figure as tall as a man, with sharp talons and fangs, and silken black wings. Only bad dreams scaring a young boy out of sleep, until that day in the mangrove swamp when the terrifying creature out of the night reached out and grabbed and kept grabbing. One after another, visitors to the swamp disappeared, their screams echoing through the night. As the death toll mounts, one person comes forward to fight against the evil she knows too well, the horror called Blood Wings.
Oh! Alright, and this is The Sandman by Robert Ward, and it definitely gives off more thriller vibes, but I really dig the cover. It really captured me when I saw it on the shelf. I was like, this is awesome. And also, because I found a different book as well that kind of fits this theme of sleep, I was like, I gotta get this. Let's look at how blue this guy's eyes are. Not to mention his eyes, but also his whole medical getup here. And it looks very menacing that he's coming towards you with this gas mask. So, The Sandman. Although it's more of a thriller, I still was like, I need this.
Don't be afraid. He is going to put you to sleep. You will feel no pain. He is the Sandman.
And I'm about to show you one of my favorite books out of the whole haul, which kind of goes with the sleepy feel. It is called Sleep by Lynn Bearderstadt. I don't know if that's correct, but this was published by Paperbacks, which was a Canadian publishing company. Awesome. I've got a few books from Paperbacks, and this is just incredible. The detail on the cover, the colors, just marvelous. I mean, it blows me away. I love every single detail, every single flippin' thing about this cover. A horror story. This red dude's like chomping on this guy's head. Other little demon creatures. And this one has super emerald eyes, which actually matches the wonderful emerald green font here. It's embossed. It's badass. Like, it's just amazing. There's the Paperbacks logo. So yeah, just two sleepy novels here. Sleep and The Sandman. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. No, don't bring me a dream, Sandman. Bring me flippin' books. Mr. Sandman, bring me some books. Make them vintage. I don't know. Anyway, stupid. Bring me some paperbacks from hell. Alright, here's another great cover with some killer step-back art. This is Effigies. And as you can see, because it's flapping a little bit, like I said, there's step-back art. Look at this. Knocks my socks off. And let's look at the opposite way. So that's kind of neat. Got a dichotomy here. Regular face, like demon bloody face. Creepy.
They are living but dead. Born in darkness, they will seize the light. They will possess the bodies and souls of a chosen few. Do you know them? Who has brought them here, and why?
Here we have Child of Darkness by David B. Silva. Beat up a bit here at the bottom. Ugh, that makes me sad. But still happy to have this. Love the separation down the middle of the cover. We've got kind of like an evil part of the face. And then a normal part of the face. And together we have a nice dichotomy.
His tormented mind would send an entire town to hell.
Wow, that's a powerful demented mind to send a whole flippin' town to hell. That's really strong. Here we have another cover which features step-back art. This is Hobgoblin, and this was definitely featured in Paperbacks from Hell. Here we've got the cover, this guy, some bars. You open it up, and there's all these creatures. And I also wanted to tell you quickly about my beer. This that I'm drinking tonight is called Blackened Voodoo, which I thought was very appropriate for a horror book haul. Blackened Voodoo. And let's take a look at the can. Like I said, very horror-centric or horrific. Look at the snake, look at the skulls. This is a beer by, now it's called Faubourg Brewery. It used to be called Dixie Brewery, but they changed the name for obvious reasons. This is a very historic New Orleans brewery. It's been around for a very long time. When I worked at the TV station that I used to work at, WIS-TV, there was a whole documentary about classic breweries in New Orleans, and Dixie Brewery was talked about at length. Very good brewery, really enjoy it. Now, like I said, it's called Faubourg, which is kind of the name of a New Orleans neighborhood, which they've used to name the brewery, so Faubourg Brewing Company. Blackened Voodoo, once again. This is a dark lager, and I'll take a sip here. can't remember if I've tried this before. I think I've had it at the brewery. Very good. Like it a lot. Nutty taste, deep taste, rich, very flavorful. Not too hoppy, because I don't really like super hoppy beers. That's not me. I'm not into IPAs and stuff. This is lovely. I like it. Easy drinking. A lot of people mistake the color of the beer, the darkness, to be like, oh, it's a stout. No. It's nothing like a stout. This is actually quite light. They're dark ambers and dark lagers. They aren't necessarily the same as stouts, even though they're a very similar color to a stout. Like a stout could easily look like this, but yeah, it tastes totally different. Stouts are also much heavier, and in terms of alcohol volume as well, they've got very high alcohol content usually. This is pretty low, if I had to guess, because yeah, it's only 5.5 alcohol by volume. Not bad at all when you're talking about lagers. If you go into IPAs, you're going to get into like the 6 and 7s, and stouts and porters, you're going to get even higher. I've seen some freaking some stouts I would have loved to have tried, and they're like in the flippin' 11% range, and I'm like, oh my god, I would flip and be dead if I drank one. I would be passed out in like a second. If I had like half of a can, I'd be like, bleh, I'm gone. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. I do recommend you guys going there if you're ever visiting New Orleans, because at the brewery they've got like an actual beer history museum, and it kind of talks about the different breweries and the beer history of Louisiana. I think that's kind of neat. So yeah, I do recommend. The brewery is very nice. It's a very big, huge outdoor area. And yeah, delicious stuff. I'm actually going to be drinking another beer from this brewery later, and it's going to be a sour beer. It's like a raspberry beer. I think it's called Crimson Voodoo. So that one's delicious as well if you like sours. Sours aren't for everybody though. This is pretty standard. I think anyone could enjoy it. And it just feels very light. You could drink it during summertime, and it wouldn't be too strong or too heavy for you, especially if you decided to do some day drinking. It wouldn't be inappropriate to have a sip in the day either. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, and thanks guys for letting me talk a little beer. Beer and books go together so well. Woo! Alright, and so I've saved the best stack for last. We don't have many more to go through. I am excited. They all have like kind of a theme here together. The first theme's kind of like hands and also graves. So first it's hands, then it's graves and hands, and then it becomes kind of just graves. So here we go. Here's the stack that I'm extremely overjoyed about. Alright, first we're starting with The Undead by Roxanne Longstreet. This was published by Zebra. Look at this hand coming out of, like, basically like a morgue.
In the world of the undead, hell means living forever.
Forever! I've done that before, quoting Sandlot. Really, obviously, I got it mainly for the cover, which honestly just blows me away. Super incredible, and this was published in 1993, so a later horror. Honestly, sometimes 90s horrors have some really great covers, even though, you know, that's kind of when these horror paperbacks were dying out and losing quality, and the covers weren't as wonderful as some of the 80s covers. But some of the ones that I found in this particular haul from the 90s actually are quite wonderful, quite good, and still has very high quality in my opinion. And here we have another 90s cover. This was published in 1990, and this was published by Dell. This is Almost Human, and it's another cover that features a flippin' hand and a clawed hand nonetheless. We got some test tubes in the background, and we've got some blood here. Obviously, this doesn't look like it's attached to an arm. It looks like this guy is holding a flippin' loose hand in his hand, and I love it. I had to have it, and now I do have it, and I'm super excited about it.
Bred to kill, almost human.
Another book published in 1990, this one was published by Pocket, and it's another cover featuring an awesome hand, and this one's a hand coming out of a grave. This is Out of the Night by Patrick Whalen, and we already showed a Patrick Whalen novel in this very haul that we're showing right now, but this one is even better because of the flippin' cover. This cover is like better than the other one I showed, but I love both. But yeah, this one just takes my breath away. I like the colors. I like that it's coming out of a grave. I like that there's a tombstone. There's nothing to dislike about it, honestly. Here's the back here that says Resurrection, and it's got that same hand reaching out of the ground.
A small California town vowed to bury its past, but the legacy of evil will not rest in peace.
This is one that I'll definitely be reading, by the way. Not all of these books I read or plan to read, but this one I definitely want to read. More hands and graves, but this time this is a skeletal hand. This is Death Day by Robert Neville. And I've seen a few other booktubers who collect vintage horror show this book in some of their hauls, but to find it in person was a very pleasant experience. I saw it and I was like, yes! So, like I said, I'm super pumped about this last stack here, these last few that I've shown you already, and the last 3 that I'm about to show after this. I just was extra excited about these, because I have seen these mentioned by others before, but to find them myself was just a nice surprise, especially while on vacation, which I wasn't sure, will I find anything, will these bookstores be any good? It was a gamble, you know, and to me, the gamble paid off with some of these finds. So look at the cover here, we've got a gold medallion, hand reaching up, some nice details on the tombstone, great color.
Beware the golden disc. It brings decay, destruction, death. 400 years ago, a woman died in agony to keep it secret and went to her grave with it hung around her neck. Now, in a desolate graveyard, a workman has unearthed the amulet by chance and elects to keep it. His first mistake. That night, the village is plunged into a maelstrom of terror by the discovery of a double murder and mutilation, the first in a series of grisly killings to come. For whenever the amulet is found, ancient evil, hideous, decadent, powerful, and vile, is once again reborn.
And now we've got more graves. I'm very excited about all these graves. Who says that? Nobody, but I guess I do. This was published in 1988 by Leisure. This is The Summoning by Dana Reed. And I'm about to show you another book by Dana Reed, but we'll get there when we get there. First, let's take a peek at this. And it's not only a hand coming out of the ground, it's a whole flippin' face. And 2 hands coming out of the ground. Love the lighting effects here. Almost like the earth is glowing, like hell is peeking out. Peeking its head and saying, yo, I'm going to frickin' burn you. I don't know, I love it. This is just awesome that I found this.
Demons had always dwelled deep within the earth, waiting for the call. Imprisoned in an eternal tomb, they writhed and twisted in agony, their razor-sharp claws striking sparks against the walls of their stone catacomb. They howled for their freedom. And 15-year-old Chris Matthews heard their seductive cries. He began to meddle with forces beyond his comprehension, unwittingly helping the demons to escape. He had unleashed the ultimate evil on an unsuspecting world, and only he could banish it forever, back to the pits of hell.
I'm not making fun of these synopses. I just have such a good time reading them. They're so out there, they're so zany, but they're so fun, and that's the key. And I don't remember, I usually have a spreadsheet where I mark if I'm going to read any of these or not. I can't remember if I want to read this one from what I marked on my spreadsheet, but the one I showed you before, Death Day, I definitely want to read that one. This one I wouldn't mind reading eventually. It's not like a super big priority. I'm just happy to have the cover regardless. And the book itself. And as I mentioned, I had another Dana Reed book, and this one's Hellboard, and it's also published by Leisure. This one was released in 1990, and I've seen a lot of collectors show this one in haul videos, but doesn't mean I'm any less excited to have a physical copy myself that I found out in the wild. What a great find. Love the Ouija board. I read the first few pages. It was actually kind of confusing and like very jumbled in terms of the writing. So I don't know if I'm going to get to this one because like I said, I kind of like peeked and I don't know if I like the way it's written yet, but I'm not opposed to giving it a full chance later, but like again, definitely not anytime soon. And finally, this is kind of grave related. Obviously it's kind of like in the shape of a coffin here and it's a guy trying to kind of get out. He's smashing his hand against the glass. This is Creature by Drake Douglas. This is also published by Leisure, and I just really liked the colors, especially on the cover. This was published in 1985. So here we go, one last look at the last book. Yeah, I'm really happy with this haul and my out-of-town finds. Super surprised to find some of these. And I've kind of cleaned out my local bookstore, so I was like, oh, am I ever going to find anything good again? And I did. So yay, I was proven wrong and I did find some good stuff, which makes me very excited because I was worried and I'm addicted now, so I need to feed the addiction so it feels like it satiated my addiction, and that is an awesome feeling. So hopefully you guys enjoyed some of these picks. If you read any of these, please let me know, or if you actually have any of these in your collection, let me know that as well. Because I always like to hear what other people have and have a fun back and forth conversation. Plus, any comments you leave do really help the stupid algorithm for YouTube. It helps spread my videos to more people, and I would so appreciate that. But regardless, I really appreciate you guys' time most of all. Thank you so much for spending so much time with me. I know my videos go really long, and it means so much to me that you give me the time and you watch, and I hope you enjoy, because it means the world. So anyway, that's it for me. Until next time, because I actually have a whole nother haul to do eventually, but I promise my next video will actually have some substance. Maybe I'll do a book review or a reading vlog. I will, like I said, review Donnie's book, Razor Blades in My Head, because I really liked that and I think more people should know about it, especially more wrestling fans, because wrestling and horror kind of go together, and I'll talk about why, because Donnie actually mentions how well those two things go together in his book, and we'll get into all of that. So stay tuned for that. That's something on the horizon. Plus, I've got some more things planned, and also I'm into my summer slasher marathon, and this is like a horror movie marathon with my friend Kat, and we'll be having convos all about the marathon, which will be uploaded to this channel. So plenty to come, but for this time, guys, that's it for me. That's all I have to say. And until next time, keep on killing it. See ya!